Please subscribe and comment.
The soft morning light filters through the curtains as Choso stirs awake. He blinks slowly, his sleepy eyes adjusting to the sight of you peacefully sleeping beside him. For a moment, he freezes, processing the fact that you're there, so close, so warm. His face flushes a deep crimson as he quietly shifts to avoid waking you. But his gaze softens as he takes in the way your hair spills across the pillow, your steady breathing, and the peaceful expression on your face. His heart skips a beat. He tentatively brushes a strand of hair away from your face, his fingertips barely grazing your skin. The touch causes you to stir, and your eyes flutter open to find Choso staring at you. He buries his face in your hair, holding you close as you both settle back into the warmth of each other, savoring the quiet intimacy of the moment. His calloused hand brushes against yours under the covers, and he pauses, a rare softness crossing his expression. You stir at the sound of his voice, blinking sleepily as your eyes meet his. He watches your reaction, amusement dancing in his gaze as a blush creeps onto your cheeks. He reaches out and playfully tugs the blanket, exposing your shoulder slightly. His eyes linger for a moment before he leans closer, his voice dropping into a softer tone. He wraps an arm around you, his teasing tone laced with unmistakable affection as he buries his face in your hair, secretly savoring the moment. The sunlight peeks through the curtains, gently illuminating the room as Geto stirs awake. He stretches slightly, his arm brushing against you. When he realizes you're beside him, his lips curl into a lazy smirk. He props himself up on one elbow, his dark eyes trailing over your relaxed form. The way you cling to the blanket, your hair messily framing your face, only makes you look more endearing to him. He chuckles when you lightly swat at him, still half asleep, and gently takes your hand, pressing a kiss to your knuckles. You roll your eyes, trying to hide your smile, but he notices. He leans closer, his forehead resting against yours as his teasing shifts into something softer. Before you can respond, he pulls you into his arms, his fingers lazily tracing patterns on your back as you snuggle. Nanami stirs, his internal clock waking him before the alarm. His first thought is to get ready for the day, but when he turns his head and sees you sleeping peacefully beside him, his breath catches. His voice is calm, but there's a subtle warmth in his tone that makes your cheeks flush. He leans forward to pull the blanket back up over your shoulder, his movements precise but tender. You can't help but smile at his thoughtfulness, reaching out to place your hand on his. He reaches out to brush a stray strand of hair from your face, his fingers lingering for just a second too long. The corners of his mouth lift into the faintest smile. You laugh softly at his rare display of sentimentality, and he leans closer, pressing a feather-light kiss to your forehead before pulling back to admire. Your reaction. Sukuna's crimson eyes flutter open, his mind sharpening instantly. He doesn't startle, he's a king, after all, and surprises are beneath him. But the sight of you lying beside him, your peaceful face so close to his, catches his attention. His lips curl into a smirk. He leans closer, his gaze locking onto yours, predatory and teasing. One hand reaches out, his fingers tracing along your jawline in a possessive yet gentle motion. You blink at him, still groggy, and manage a soft laugh, which only deepens his smirk. He leans in even closer, his breath warm against your ear. Before you can respond, he places a hand on your waist, pulling you slightly closer, his touch both firm and surprisingly gentle. For now, he's content to keep you close, his smirk lingering as he pulls you against him. Protectively. You stir slightly, opening your eyes to see him staring at you like a deer caught in headlights. His blush deepens when you smile sleepily at him. Inumaki nods quickly, his lips twitching as if trying to form words, but he just mumbles a soft tuna mayo instead. You laugh lightly, reaching out to brush some of his messy bangs out of his face. He covers his face with his hands, letting out a muffled takana to hide his embarrassment. But you notice how he sneaks a peek at you through his fingers, clearly flustered but loving the attention. He nods shyly, and you lean in to give him a soft peck on the lips. When you pull back, his face is completely red, but he's smiling like an idiot now. You laugh, pulling him into a hug under the blanket, and he finally relaxes, resting his forehead against yours. Yuta stirs next to you, his dark hair sticking up in all directions. As he blinks, his sleepy eyes open and realizes you're right there, his breath hitches. You stir slightly, opening your eyes to see Yuta staring at you, his expression a mix of awe and embarrassment. The moment your eyes meet, he jerks back slightly, startled that you're awake. He groans, covering his face with his hands, but you gently pull them away. Taking the opportunity, you lean in and press a soft kiss to his lips. The sunlight pours through the curtains, landing softly on Yuji's face. He stirs, groaning slightly, and shifts in the bed. As he blinks his eyes open, his gaze lands on you lying peacefully beside him. You chuckle at his flustered rambling and reach out to gently tug him back down beside you. You laugh softly, leaning in to plant a quick kiss on his cheek. His face instantly goes bright red, and he looks at you like you just stole all the air from his lungs. He groans dramatically, covering his face with his hands, but you catch the small smile tugging at his lips. Rolling onto his side, Yuji gently pulls you closer, wrapping an arm around your waist as he rests his forehead against yours. He smiles warmly, pressing a light kiss to your forehead before holding you closer, the morning slipping away as you both enjoy the quiet comfort of each other's presence.
Megumi.
名前だけって私偉そうな男って無理。
His voice is deep and raspy, making your heart skip a beat. You offer him a small smile, brushing a stray strand of hair from his face. He looks at you for a long moment, his sleepy brain catching up to the fact that you're in his bed. His eyes widen slightly, and his cheeks flush pink as he looks away quickly, pretending to adjust the blanket. You laugh and tug the blanket down, revealing his face again. He reluctantly meets your gaze, his expression softening as he sees the amusement in your eyes. After a moment, he sighs and rests his forehead against yours.
Megumi-chan はこれから私と一緒にバイオリンのお稽古なのよ。
The morning sunlight filters through the curtains, illuminating the room in a soft glow. You stir awake, only to find yourself face to face with Gojo Satoru, who is very much already awake and staring at you with a wide, mischievous grin. You groan, still half asleep, and bury your face in the pillow. His laugh is light-hearted, but you feel him scoot closer, propping his head on his hand as he gazes down at you. You peek up at him through tired eyes, only to find him pouting dramatically. You roll your eyes but can't stop the small smile tugging at your lips. You groan and try to turn over, but he pulls you back into his arms, trapping you against his chest. His tone shifts to something softer as he nuzzles into your hair.